Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a walkthrough of Jamie Sawyer's Out of Hand Tarot. And I'm so excited. This was a Kickstarter. I follow Jamie on Instagram, which was how I knew about this deck. But this was a Kickstarter, and this campaign went fairly quickly. I want to say it launched maybe in June or July or something like that. I don't know. It just moved really quickly, guys, because the deck was not supposed to be shipped or like released to us until January of 2023. So I was surprised over the weekend when this was in my mailbox. So here we are. So yeah, I want to go ahead and go through the deck. And one really cool thing about the deck, there were tons of digital stretch goals, and she gave us a little circle thing here to give us the link to get to the stretch goals. And there are quite a few. She has, let me see if I can share or at least name off some of her stretch goals. There are out of hand stickers that you got. She also gave you the, oh gosh, what's the word? I cannot think of the word. But she gave you the type font. That's the word I'm looking for. The font that she used. You also got a out of hand tracker so that you can take notes and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then of course you have the digital handbook or like the digital guide. Now she does include a little white book in this deck. But like all the juicy stuff and all of like the Rider-Waite-Smith Easter eggs are mentioned in the guidebook. So let me pull up a little something here so that you can see. So here is the digital hand. This is the out of hand tracker that you get. And so you can literally go through and keep track of your daily, weekly, or monthly card pools, which is really, really, really cool, actually. And pretty much everything on here works as far as like the links and everything. So like you could put your stickers here, and then here is an example of a blank month. And then she's got them listed here, January, February, and so on. So when you actually click on these, you can get to it here. So let's go with July. Boom, you click it and it takes you there. And of course, you do have to have compatible software, or you have to have like compatible apps to be able to function with it. But if you have any Apple products, you'll definitely be good to go. But she does list here that you can use GoodNotes, Notability, XODO, and any other PDF readers, and all of the links and everything that you tap on should come up appropriately. So got stickers here, which works. And every time you click home, it takes you back to this page. So very cool. I love that. You got your blank graphs, the blank calendar that we went over, which is awesome. So yeah, I love this. This was definitely one of the stretch goals. And then I do want to, let me see if I can pull up some of the stickers for you guys, because there's quite a few. So and these are the stickers that you can use, of course, for your digital tracking. So let's see. Here we go. So this is one for, and I guess you have all of the different cards and everything that you can use. So, oh, look at there. And she's got them in ABC order. So you just click on them, and then you will be able to use them as a part of your where you're using the tracker. So when you go to home here. Okay, so you can put stickers here so that you'll have them. And then you can just go ahead and apply them. So if for the month of November, you did a 1 card pull in particular, or like the theme, you could put the sticker over here, which is really cool. I like that. I really like that she did that. Okay, so I am going to pull up the guidebook. This is what her digital guidebook looks like. And I was gonna pull it up on my Adobe so that it would fit the screen all the way, but y'all, my Adobe app was tripping something serious. So I was just like, forget it. It's just not meant to be. We're just not gonna worry about it. So, but yeah, this is what it looks like right here. Same thing, she mentions how to be able to use this guide, and all of the tape that you see on here, they're all clickable. So all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you where it needs to take you within the guide. So if you want to get to the majors, you just click on it. Here is the table of contents for the majors. Click on the first one. Here it is for the full. And there you have it, just like that. And there's even a space for you to write notes. Again, if you have the compatible software or the compatible apps that you can use to be able to draw on here, you can do that and take your notes. So it's really cool. So we'll be referencing the guidebook as we go along with the cards. So it came just in regular packaging, you know, in a box, and then it was just this and the digital stretch goals card. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. I love the whole like construction paper bag-ish looking look to it. I love that. And she did post, I believe, that this deck is now available in her Etsy shop. So if you are interested in this deck, you will be able to purchase it. And the top comes right off, just like this. I'll sit that right here. Yeah, and so here we have it. Nice, beautiful gold edges. Here is the little white book that she mentions. And it's very simple, like I said, but it tells you everything you need to know. So if you don't have, you know, anything digital that you can use on hand, she definitely, you know, gives you everything that you need, even down to explaining what tarot is. And I want to say, let's see, did she mention, there we go, a quick introduction to the deck. And that's what I wanted to actually read for you guys, because this deck is actually a spin-off deck, or sort of like a sequel to her Pocket of Peers tarot. And with that deck, she basically created a deck with the illustrations being after people that she knows, or based on people that she actually knows, and she was tagging them on social media. And I want to say she did like many interviews with the people who are in the major arcana, I think. But anyway, it was a really, really cool concept. I do not have that deck per se. I didn't really feel drawn to working with a deck of people that, you know, she knows, but I don't know all of them. So it didn't really, but this one right here, I thought was really cool. I love her artwork, and I just love her content and just her vibe as a creator altogether. So things in life have a tendency to get out of hand. This deck showcases moments in which we live and experience the tarot. Quick introduction. I wanted to do an expansion deck to the Pocket of Peers so that you, the querent, could interchange cards between the two decks. Inspired by the 7 cards from Pop that were only hands, I began to build upon that theme. As I started drawing the out-of-hand cards, a new undercurrent emerged. If Pocket of Peers is about the school of life, then Out of Hand is about living what we learned, seeing how we live the tarot in even some of the smallest moments. The Fool, Wheel, and World have all been revisited for this deck. However, the aces and the suits remain the same as they still thematically fit. There are some cards that put us in the first person perspective, while others are from the observation standpoint. No matter which point of view, the purpose is to invite you into a scenery and notice how it may translate to the event or moment in your life. It is my goal that you forge new and deeper relationships with the tarot by seeing how it can relate to your personal experience. And she just mentions at the bottom here that the out of hand tarot is based on the Rider-Waite system. So like I mentioned, you will see a lot of Easter eggs in the imagery, and we will refer to the digital guidebook to go over some of that. But she talks about what tarot is, especially for the newbies. She also talks about how she initially was not even going to do a guidebook because she felt like it was her fourth deck. And, you know, how many ways can you explain the tarot, right? But she realized that some people are newbies and beginners. And so I love that she still made sure to cover that audience as well. So she talks about that. Then you have some tarot card spreads here. And then we get right into the major arcana. So, oh, and then she mentions the Easter eggs at the bottom too. Cool. You got some astrological references in here. Yeah, so guys, yeah, it's your standard little white book. Got some recommended authors at the end, which I love. Oh my gosh, I'm a fan of Benabel Wynn. I love her work. And you got some others well-known, Mary Greer, Rachel Pollack, Shaheen Miro. Yeah, so this is cool. And then all her information and everything on here. Great. Okay, so that is the little white book. So let's go ahead and get these cards out of here. As you can see, the plastic is still on it. I have not gone through this deck, y'all. So I waited to walk through it with you. I have seen some of the images simply because I follow the Kickstarter campaign, and I follow her on Instagram where she did do some interviews and she talked about some of the cards. So I have seen a few images, but not like in person for myself. So, all right. All right, so here we have it. And if you're familiar with any of her other decks, then this back will look familiar to you, this back design. And that is what she meant by using the her other decks, using the Pocket of Peers interchangeably with this one. So the backs, I believe, are the same, as well as the color of the edging. So here we go. And then here we have the Fool. And the cardstock is really nice. It has a nice, smooth, like satiny matte feel to it. But it definitely is durable in its own right. So we're going to zoom in so that we can flip through these cards. I'll try not to make this one too long, but I can't make you no promises, okay? All right, so let's see here. All right, okay, looks good. I guess this is good. All right, so the first card we have is the Fool. And I like this because you have your familiar, we have our dog companion, you got the outside world just waiting for you. And in the most modern way, you know, you've got your keys, you've got your wallet, and you're getting ready to step onto the other side. You know, while you're inside, you are at home, you know, you're in your comfort zone. But as soon as she walks out that door, or he walks out that door, you are, you know, it's fair game. You know, you don't know what kind of experiences that you may run into. So I like that. Okay, we have the Magician. And I like this because you can see the artwork. You can see the pentacle, the cup, the sword, the wand, all in the painting there. But you also see it reflected on the table. And that's something that Jamie mentions, is that, you know, there's an as above, so below aspect to this card, where you also have all of the tools that's needed on the table as well. And she mentions the Easter egg for this one, that you have the paper scraps with the lilies and the roses. The color smock in the background will be the same color that of the robe in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. So very cool. Okay, here we have the High Priestess. I love this. She's is using, normally we have a black column and a white column, but we have a black sleeve and we have a white sleeve, which is cool. We have the phases of the moon, which speaks to that intuition. I love that we have the scroll here, again, speaking to wisdom. And then you have her tattoos that give you that moon vibe with the tides and everything. And this is how, oh, I do want to show you guys too, that this is how it looks on here. So it is easy to follow along if you want to use the digital guidebook. Love this Empress. And she actually mentions how the illustration for this card was inspired by a picture that she found of her mother while her mother was pregnant with her. So that is little Jamie in the belly there, which I thought was very, very cute. I love how personal she gets with the inspiration behind the card illustrations. Okay, we have the Emperor. I recall her speaking about in this card how she wanted it to seem like, an all or nothing sort of vibe to the card. So he's stamping, slamming his hand or his fist down on the table. You've got the Aries symbology here, but you got the Rams right here. And she talks about with this card how it's reminding you of the rules, like showing you, did you not sign this? Did you not agree to make this agreement to follow these rules a certain way? So that's the enforcer. And I like the rigidness of the mountains in the background too, being sturdy and unmoving. The Hierophant. Now with this one, I want to say she had a teacher friend or a friend who's an educator, and basically asked for one of her classmates to take a picture, or him. I don't know if the teacher is a man or a female, but basically the idea here is, teaching. And she says here that the card has always aligned with the teacher to her because she did not grow up religious. So her perspective of the Hierophant comes from a teacher point of view. She said, I wanted to make the lesson plan one of dismantling the symbols of the Hierophant, taking a deep look at tradition in order to question how it applies in a modern world. I think about what the students might say, what talking points would come up, that the only way to move past systems, especially that are outdated, is to discuss them, vocalizing new possibilities and solutions. I love that. Here we have the Lovers. I like this. And with this card, she just talks about how love goes beyond just being romantic, and you can love more than one person. So it was important to her to represent that. And the photos in the background just represent the memories that you collect while in a relationship. Okay, we have the Chariot. I like this. We're making a choice here. I love the symbology on the gloves of this bike rider. She says with this one that knowing this card is about consciously taking up a journey, I wanted to depict a card with a fork in the path. The bike isn't in motion as the rider rests their hands on the bars, pondering which direction might be the right choice. Into the wild or into civilization. There are no wrong roads, only different paths, right? This one really depends on the mood of the writer that day. And I love that. Oh, nice. Okay. we have the Strength card here. And this one she talks about is actually the hands of her mother-in-law. She wanted some aged wisdom sort of hands because she feels like with the Strength card and with the quilting, it takes a lot of perseverance and a lot of strength, a lot of working with the hands. And so she thinks about how much time and patience, goes into quilting. So I really like that. And y'all saw the lion that's on there. So again, the symbolism of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith is all up in there. Okay, the Hermit. Ooh, okay. The Hermit card. This one, I really feel like I resonate with this one. I love the Virgo symbols in here because this whole setting looks very Virgo to me. But she says that she wanted to create a card that asks us to go within and to discover what's in the library of our very being. Have I done my own research? Diving deep in the corner of a library with all the books on a topic or a subject that piqued your interest. So I love the learning aspect of this and the solitude that we may need or crave for when we have these hermit moments. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. I love how these cards just kind of represent everyday life for real. A turn of events. You thought you were going one way, but then you're faced with a road disclosure, or a road that has come to an end, a dead end. And now life has turned you into a different direction. I love that. I like the symbolism that's right here on the wheel. Very cool. Okay, here we have Justice, and, this one speaks for itself. I love how Jamie mentions that the judge just sits patiently, in this passive gesture because you're waiting to hear all sides of an argument. You're waiting to hear both sides that are being presented and being able to be unbiased while waiting for that verdict. Truth is just that. It's truth, and it's going to be able to stand on its own. Okay, the Hanged One. Interesting. Okay, so what is opposite of hands? Because remember, this is the Out of Hand Tarot, is feet. She says that when she got her first yoga trapeze, she couldn't help but notice how much it felt like a literal hanged man position. She said it's really terrible at first. You have to force yourself to still yourself and to breathe through the blood rushing to your head. And so she talks about this experience being a different perspective, which of course is the sort of thing that we like to take into consideration when it comes to the symbolism and the interpretation of the hanged man or the hanged one or the hanged woman, whichever one. Okay, the Death card. Look at death. I like this. So with this one, she talks about an X-ray and how you're able to see what's inside. She said that she knew she wanted someone holding an urn as a literal but also symbolic ending, replacing the falling figure from the Rider-Waite-Smith card. Yet, as a vessel, it helps us realize the opportunity of what we often carry with us that should be placed on a mantle. Ponder for a moment, what is in your urn? Or what can you let go of? Oh, wait. Or what can you let go of, place in this container? Okay. What needs to be put to rest? What are you shedding? Okay. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more so that I don't have to pick up the cards and they be like moving around like that. Okay, I think y'all can. I think that's better. I hope it is. That way the card will stay in frame without me moving around and doing all of what I'm doing. But let's get our friends back in the frame. How about that? Okay. Okay, so Temperance. Here she talks about, I like that the Temperance card, we have a mixologist sort of vibe going on here, which is really cool because that sort of modernizes it for us. But she says, you know, Temperance is about integrating the learned lessons so that the next time we find ourselves making that mocktail, we know what we like because we've experienced what we don't like. I love the alchemy of that message. Okay, the Devil. I like that the Devil is made out of shadow puppet hands because it shows, like, you know, you being trapped to your own stuff, you know, your own shadow work. And so I like that she talks about shadow work as a part of the Devil card. She says that she wanted to stray a little from the addiction aspect of the card. As someone who is surrounded by this reality, my whole life having had many loved ones battle it, how would I do that feeling justice in a card? It's interesting the way she wrote that. Let me see here. How would I do that feeling justice in a card without making images that could otherwise... Oh, how could I do that feeling justice? Okay, so the feelings around having real life experiences of loved ones who have battled addiction. Okay, so she's saying, how would I do that feeling justice in a card without making images that would otherwise be triggering, especially if a seeker was still in their own aspects of early recovery? When the idea of shadow puppet came to mind, it made so much sense. Oh, I love how thoughtful she was with this one. Okay, the Tower card. I think that one's self-explanatory, child. Somebody getting put out or evicted or kicked out or something. Something going on here. She said she wanted to portray getting asked to leave in the most gentle manner ever. Yeah, right. They are literally being thrown out. Why? Who knows? But the person upstairs is angry. She said the thing about this card, even if it is a proverbial scene that may never happen in our life, it's one we all know how it plays out, seeing it in countless movies. Also, the feel of getting that life-altering news that changed your projected outcomes. You can try mending it and going forward, but the trajectory has definitely changed. Okay. The Star, y'all, the Star is my birth card in tarot, so I'm always very picky about star cards, and that pretty much determines whether or not I'm going to even buy a deck. If I don't like the Star card, I typically don't buy the deck. So this is beautiful. I love this. Okay, we have the Moon card. I love this reflection idea. She says that the Moon card has always been about reflections to her. So she wanted to showcase a handheld mirror reflecting back a hand that is holding the moon. Is it real or one of those photos where someone juxtaposes themselves next to it for the sake of tricking the eye, reminding us that not everything we see is true? I love this Sun card. This is super sweet. Oh my gosh. Very cute. Okay, we have the Judgment card. She talks about wanting to showcase a mood of the world at the moment of this creation, 2022. A lot of finger pointing going on. The whataboutism spotlights on who is sounding their proverbial horns the loudest. Drama everywhere we turn. The blame game is all around us, pointing fingers and not seeing how we are sometimes a caricature of that which we are judging. In this world of so many, it's hard to not have an opinion about anything and everything. The true gifts come when we learn to look within at why it bothers us at all. If after some inquiry it still needs to be shouted, then by all means, make it loud. I love that. And the world. I like this. Okay. She says, when I see the world, I've always thought of the accomplishments and completions we experience. You've arrived. So I imagine a world map to chart where we'd like to go and visit next. I wanted to keep it open to all of the possibilities of the world, removing the central figure as we've realized that things do not revolve around us. We are part of the symbiotic energy of all of nature. Ooh, love that. All right, so that is the majors in the major arcana. Okay, let's get into the minors, starting with the wand suit. We have our Ace of Wands. Love it. Looks like she's getting ready to get real creative with something new. Put this down here. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. I really like this. Two of Wands, adventures awaits. We can see that she's got some travel brochures in her hand and, you know, looking at potential places to discover. I like that. Three of Wands. Okay, so she's picked a place from that travel brochure and she's packing her bag. She's getting ready to go. Let's get out of here. I love that. And I like the nod right here to the Rider-Waite-Smith of, you know, that being on the water and kind of getting ready to go on this voyage. Oh, look at that. I love this Four of Wands, this celebratory moment of applying henna, which tends to be a big deal over in the Middle East. So I like that. Very cool. Five of Wands. Okay. And this is interesting, guys. So on mine, the message is missing for this one. So, you know how they have the drawing notes up here. This one is missing. I wonder if she knows that. Okay. But it's fine. It's fine. We're going to roll with it. But we know that the Five of Wands is about competition and, you know, it used to be usually some sort of frustration and struggle of somebody trying to outshine somebody else or too many people working on one thing at the same time and not going anywhere because they're not collaborating. They're working against each other instead of working together or collectively. Okay. All right. We have the Six of Wands. Of course, we're getting that recognition. I love that. I like that we have the horse and here we have Jupiter in Leo. Nice. Seven of Wands. Look at that boundary. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know, we're standing our grounds right here. They're like, no, you can't get through right now. Eight of Wands, very creative. I love this. And this is just talking about how you can have a idea, you know, some incoming swift movements and you move quickly. So I like how, You know, she's got right to work with trying to get her ideas out of her head and onto paper. 9 of Wands. Oh, look at that. So we have the wounded warrior here, and she's got on her wrist brace here, but she's hanging in there, you know, or they're hanging in there. They're still getting the work done. The 10 of Wands. I love this. They can barely handle all those boxes, carrying around a heavy load, you know. I mean, put some of that down or put some of it in the bag. For goodness sake, that might help. Page of Wands. I love this. I love the fieriness in this card. They're definitely going for it. You know, they still got another skate to put on, so they're not there yet, but they're definitely getting ready to try something new and that they're passionate and driven about. Knight of Wands. We have, what is he? Is this a firefighter or, let's see. Yes. For this card, a firefighter came to mind immediately. The person who rushes into a burning building in order to save those who may need help while also exploring the wreckage. She talks about her brother-in-law being a firefighter. The Queen of Wands. Look at the divination right here. I love this because oftentimes people forget that fire element energy is very spiritual. It's very intuitive, actually, because it was said that the reason why fire was spiritual was because since fire rises, it was said to reach the gods, and so to be closer to the gods. So I like that that's represented here. King of Wands, nice. We have what's he, a singer, a performer of some sort. And so she talks about, because of this person being a performer or like a celebrity of some sort, you're being put on this pedestal. And so you have this big energy. You have people that are really looking up to you as that source of inspiration. Ace of Cups. Oh, I like this. This looks nice. All right. And then this one, she does mention how she wanted to showcase how when we allow our cups to pour out, we may not know who will receive the nurturing waters that is a part of the love we give. Using a singing bowl as a vessel shows the mixture of sound with intuition. We may not always understand why we like something. There's something at a more micro level that keeps us in tune to the larger waves of the universe. I like that. 2 of Cups. That's romantic. Like they just signed off on some land or buying a home or something like that, which is nice. But it also talks about choices, because we also always tend to read the 2 of Cups as just romance, but I like that she has included the choice and decision aspect to it. 3 of Cups. We have a celebration. Looks like they're having some lattes or, brunch or something like that. So I like that. Community time. The 4 of Cups. Oh, this is nice. I like this. We're sitting back. We are relaxing. We may be a little bit bored, so we're trying to entertain ourselves. You got the TV on, but you got this good book that's right here in front of you. 5 of Cups. Of course, we know that this is loss. We've got 2 that are full, but we've got 3 that are broken. 6 of Cups. I love the nostalgia. We got the playhouse in the background, which is really cute. Cheering to good memories. I like that. Okay. 7 of Cups. We know that we have a decision to make. So I like this. It looks like they have some tickets that they won maybe at a carnival of some sort. And now they have to make a decision of what they want to spend their tickets on. All right. Okay, 8 of Cups. I like this. We're cleaning up our environment. We're ridding ourselves of things that no longer serve us. Let me see what she says. She says, I've always seen this card as one of walking away, stacking the cups that no longer have the ability to hold what you now need. For me, it's the proverbial hangover card. These feelings can come in many forms, not just from intoxication. A hangover can also result from too much peopling, ultimately too much expenditure of emotions. I wanted to depict a modern day scenario of cleaning up from life's party, taking out the trash before we can go about our day. Ooh, I love that, y'all. Her little messages in the guidebook are awesome. I love this 9 of Cups. You gotta be willing to materialize the things that you want and your desires. We have the Jupiter in Pisces. I like that. She says, when we trust in our heart and align with those desires, it can lead to our dreams coming true. I like that. All right, and then we have the 10 of Cups, you know, capturing family. I like the nod to the Rider-Waite-Smith with the rainbow in the background, but we have family time. They're setting the table, getting ready to break bread together. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. I love that the page appears to be a child or a child's hand. You know, that childlike imagination that comes with the Page of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. So this is the knight in shining armor for our pet friends. I like that. Doing a checkup, coming to the rescue. Queen of Cups. We got a little bit of divination going on with this fortune teller, maybe doing some tea leaf readings. Okay, and then we have the King of Cups. And he is supposed to be a therapist, so he's ready to listen, you know, and I like the fact that they have like all of the symbolism here, you know, the cup. I like this. She says that she didn't want them to be holding a pen since that would be too close to the Suit of Swords. She said instead making it so that the hand is receiving, so that, you know, a person who sounds like they are, you know, they've mastered their emotions, so now they have room and space to hear out somebody else and be open to them and help them manage their emotions as a therapist. Ace of Swords. So we see what she was talking about with the whole pin comment, because she uses that for symbolism in the Ace of Swords. So we are writing down our ideas. We are planning the things that we want to take from the mental, inspired by the mental, bring it into the physical. 2 of Swords, we have a decision to make. And we even have the cross here between writing and typing. Our phone is ringing, you know. I love this. That is so cute. I really like that card. 3 of Swords, frustration. Look at this, y'all. I love how her own deck is in her illustrations, which is very cool. But it looks like one of her cards has ripped, which is frustrating. Yeah, her hands, the crumbled up paper, she just looks like she is going through it. But I like it because this 3 of Swords talks to the mental aspect, which keeps with the numerology. And so she was saying, you know, she wanted to create a scene that exhibits that feeling of trying to work through grief, but still being too caught up in the emotional pain. She says that the crumpled papers, the torn tarot card, the rain, even the music wasn't helping, so the headphones are off. Sometimes we have to be in this moment and just simply allow the anger to rage in order to move past it. Tearing up the pages and starting over is a good place to begin. I like that. 4 of Swords. This is much more organized than the previous card. And here we're getting a little bit of rest by spending some time with our altar, which is lovely. And this looks like Jupiter in Libra for the Astrological Association. She's got some crystals here. So you really have what looks to be the elements in here, but let me see what she's got. She says, retreat and prayer look like many things to many people, so she wanted to stray away from the tomb vault feeling of the card's namesake. She wanted to highlight quiet moments when we choose to reconnect with our version of Source. So no matter who we pray to, it's deeply personal to the individual, showcasing in this image an altar setup, what might be the reason for this chosen moment of calm. So, you know, really reflecting on why we need to be in this space. And I like that there's scrying being done right here too, and that it's a space for everybody, whatever that sacred space of quiet looks like for you. So 5 of Swords, I like the mental confusion and angst that can come with the 5 of Swords. With test taking, how many of us freeze up when we're taking tests, right? I like this. We got some broken pencils, so we're showing where, you know, we've messed up a little bit. There's tension. It looks like a little bit of cheating being done here because it looks like are the answers on the soda can? I like this. Very cool. Okay, 6 of Swords. I like this. A passport. She's getting out of here. It's moving on to calmer waters, moving on to better things, moving away from the struggles. 7 of Swords. We have, did I say 6 of Wands? I hope I said 6 of Swords. I'm tripping. Okay. 7 of Swords. So with this one, we have, looks like she's, let's see, book ideas. What's the original way? Blocked. It's been done. I was reading some of the words that's on here. This is a Moon and Aquarius card. And I guess with this one, this is where we're, you know, you have planning, but you also have deception. Maybe we're not quite sure what's going on here. But let me see what she says. So in the guidebook, she says, this idea literally woke me up out of my sleep. I had other notes written down, but they didn't quite fit. So when content theft was whispered by the muse, I woke right up. Okay, so they're stealing content. Brilliant. I love how modern that is. Oh, copying somebody else's work. The internet is rampant with copycats, from social media clones to straight up plagiarized websites and books. I wanted to depict that concept. Blank notebook, pencils and pens, unopened, so not writing down anything original. A split screen with ideas being copied on one side and the other with the paste option ready to go. I remember being told copying is the highest form of flattery as a child when someone would try to duplicate a project I made. It has happened more times than I'd like to count. I learned that I didn't feel flattered. I felt violated and betrayed. I found myself saying, if someone inspires you, then be inspired and use that energy to then go do your own thing with your own voice. Woo! Tell them, Jamie. I like that. Okay. 8 of Swords. This is interesting. The concept is someone trying to pry open a journal to get what's in their mind out on paper. But there is a struggle here, grabbing and pulling at the locked diary. Yet, if they calm themselves for a moment and see that the key is within reach, where is their mind that they are unable to see the solution right in front of them? So, oh yeah, there are the keys right there. So you got to slow down trying to get them thoughts out. Okay, 9 of Swords. Life is not always sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes it can be downright unpleasant. So much so that the only thing you want to do is to shield your eyes from experiencing what's happening. Peeking through the ladder of fingertips to diffuse the whole picture. I wanted to depict a diffusion of reality with this card. The anxiety, the mental tornadoes that can that can sometimes need to be toned down. Covering our eyes to allow the other senses to make a better judgment call. I like that. This is good. 10 of Swords, okay. And she says that this one is near and dear to her because it reminds her of the last, her last time at the Omega Institute Masters of the Tarot workshop, which was hosted by Rachel Pollack and Mary Kay Greer. She says she got to meet Terry Lacuzzo. Terry and I became fast friends, and I offered her to pull a tarot tile from my bag, and she pulled a 10 of Swords. She said, "That's you." Because I'm a tattoo artist, I thought about it more since that interaction and realized that when a person would first end up in my chair, oftentimes it was to commemorate a landmark occasion in their lives. For you see, the first tattoo is oftentimes the hardest to get. People want it to mean something. I noticed that they would come to reclaim themselves after life-altering events, like getting back up from hitting rock bottom. The concept fits. We feel pain so that we know we are still alive. We even have the inedible marks to prove it. Wow, Sun and Gemini. So you have the Sun, Gemini. Very cute. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, which I like this. Looks like he's doing a podcast of some sort or some sort of maybe radio work. So having a voice, getting it out there, saying what it is that you need to say, you know, but of course you're still behind the scenes because nobody can really see you. So it's still beginner mode. The Knight of Swords. So now, well, maybe not so beginner mode at this point. We've gotten out. We're standing up for our rights. We're using our voice, and we are putting some action behind those thoughts and opinions. The Queen of Swords. I like this. I like that her hands look a little bit aged, so she appears to be an older woman. It says here, one hand holding a pen, the other gesturing for the truth to be seen or come to them, sitting at a writer's desk looking out the window onto a landscape that indicates cooler temperatures. The leaves have fallen. It's time to tuck in and get to work. This card invites one to get to the root of an issue through research and documentation. Writing takes time and can also be a lonely practice. I often think of stories told from authors about retreating to the woods or a place cut off from the outside world to allow their book to truly take shape. All right, and then we have what looks to be a barber, maybe for the King of Swords, or some sort of stylist, and they are masters of communication. And she does talk about that. You know, when we go to the hair salon or we go to the barber shop, we tend to unload, you know, we tend to really express ourselves and try to think through the things that we've been going through. So I like that that's represented here. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So we're in the last suit. And I like this. It looks like an opportunity, right? Two of Pentacles. Balancing things here. What are her words on this one? She said, at first I thought how this card is normally about juggling, trying to find balance in that middle ground, comparing apples and oranges. Okay. She said, then the idea to come across the table from opposite sides made me think of a deeper layer in the background. Two ships passing each other by with their tattoos. Okay. I also had to sneak the infinity in there from the Rider-Waite-Smith card. So of course we have the interlocking ropes going on there with the infinity symbol. So I like that. Apples and oranges, they're coming from opposite sides of the table, and then their ships passing in different directions. I like that. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so we're working together here, bringing our plans to fruition, which is very earthy. The Four of Pentacles. So here we have a save, you know, that saving, that idea of saving. Love that. Five of Pentacles. Uh-oh. Financial troubles. The bills are past due. Ooh, child. She look like she a little short because she need 3. She got 2. Look like we got some scratch off, maybe trying to win the lottery over here. Child, balance in the checkbook. I like how relatable this card is. Six of Pentacles, giving back. I love that. Moon in Taurus. And the moon has her exaltation in Taurus, which I love. So this is very nurturing. And yeah, I love the idea of this. There has to be a balance between give and take. Seven of Pentacles. Looks like we are baking, but we're still figuring out the details in this one, which I like. I like this a lot. So it looks like this is Taurus and Saturn. All right, here we have the Eight of Pentacles. So we're in the middle of our craft. We are doing the work. We've accomplished a lot. We've got our pencil down and our carvings. So we've done the bulk of the work. We're just putting the last bit of trimmings on here. So, we're mastering our skill and our craft. The Nine of Pentacles, we're enjoying the luxury of life here, enjoying the finer things, reaping some of the fruits of our labor. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which looks to be about legacy. I see that you have some older hands, some younger hands. I wonder if the Pentacles are they making some sort of geometric shape at all? I'm just curious. Let's see. She said, I was a little stumped on what to draw for this card. I kept thinking about legacies, inheritance, and sadly, will readings. I don't think I've ever thought of the will part. I mean, I think of inheritance, and of course, you get an inheritance, based on the will, but I don't think I've ever thought of the will itself. So that's interesting. Until a friend suggested the game night scenario for a possible theme of this card, and I just love the idea. We inherit more than wealth. We never know the full extent of what we will remember or leave behind. I learned to play backgammon years ago from my grandparents. To this day, I think about them whenever I see one of the boards. They may be gone, but the memories we shared lives on. I love that. And that's very true. We don't just leave behind, financial related things. We inherit pets, we inherit memories and whatever beliefs and learnings that we got from those that came before us. So I love that concept of family and game night. So the Page of Pentacles, we're learning something new. I like that. Knight of Pentacles, looks like we're doing a workout. So I love, or maybe, oh no, there's zeros on here. So we've just finished a workout, it looks like. Let me double check. Yeah, she said, I had an epiphany while on the elliptical. This right here, working out is such a slow process. It's the Knight of Pentacles in action, slowly getting to that goal, almost feeling like I'm not making any progress. I love that, which is very true, because if we are working out, we're not going to see the results the same day that we went to the gym, right? It's something that we're going to see later. Oh. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I love this. I like that her nails are polished and perfectly done. That just shows how far she's come. I love that she's still doing something very nurturing, which is sewing. So that is nice. Oh, sorry, y'all, if you can hear the fire truck, which I'm sure you can. But we know that the Queen of Pentacles is also practical, and she's stable. She knows just what to do, when to do it. And I love that she is mending all of that in this tapestry. All right, and then last we have the King of Pentacles. And what is he doing? He's managing the household bills. This is far different from the Five of Pentacles card, right? Look at that big old coin. He has made his money. The stocks are up. I love this. He's taking care of his kingdom, and he's fruitful. because of it. Look at all this moolah that he has. So there we have the King of Pentacles. And there we have it, y'all. The Out of Hand Tarot. I don't know why I thought for a second there that they was just going to stand up on their own like that. But yes, the Out of Hand Tarot. What did you guys think? I really enjoyed going through this deck. I love all of the symbolism, all of the Rider-Waite Easter eggs that's in the deck. Jamie truly does have a way of taking what could be complicated concepts and really making it digestible and easy for any person to be able to relate to the tarot. So we're going to see how this deck shuffles. And I did realize while going through the deck that these, the backs on them make it reversible. So if you read with reversals, then that is a plus. All right. Let's see. Woo. Okay. It's a little stiff, but not too stiff. Not bad. A little stiff, but not too stiff. But that's understandable. I showed you guys the card stock beforehand. So, but pretty good. You know, I just think with a little bit of wear and tear, it'll definitely break in. Let's see. Hand over hand is going to take some time too, because they stick to each other just a little bit. But again, I feel like with time, some of that matte is probably what's, as you can see, it's kind of clumpy. But I love it. I still love this. I love this card stock because I feel like, you know, even with a little bit of wear and tear, it's going to wear nicely. You know, it's something that over time will still be durable enough to work with. Good stuff. I think Jamie did an awesome job with this deck. So, guys, I will put the information in the comment box or in the description box below. And so if you are interested in getting this deck, I definitely recommend it. It's lovely. It's lovely. So that's it, y'all. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.